do that. And welcome to Unleashed with Lev, Malcolm, and me, yours truly. Well, we're waiting to hear from Malcolm. Malcolm is on his way to Greenland, which will ultimately be part of the United States, according to our fearless leader. But he is on his way to Greenland right now. Not 100% certain I understand why, but a little bit of a flight delay. He was supposed to be there. And so we would have him. Hopefully, he's going to send us a little note to say that he's ready. I know, right? Congratulations, Pope Leo.
Pope Leo.
Congrats. It's nice. Meanwhile, it was very, very funny. I'm just going to sidetrack for a sec. Did you notice Trump's idiot folks? They turn around and they wrote that there's no way that if the Pope was American, that would be a major debacle for like all of America. All of a sudden, boom, Chicago, right?
I just went on X and Twitter, Michael. You don't even understand. They're having a full mental, especially your favorite friend, Laura Loomer. I mean, and we're going to talk about Laura. I have some shit to tell, but she is going after the Pope, like I mean, I've never seen anything like that. And the mega fans are like all over the shit.
Go after the Pope. Are you freaking kidding me? Meanwhile, the whole world right now is excited for the introduction of Pope Leo, right? I mean, this is and only this group of MAGA, these morons, can possibly find fault in this. I find it truly incredible. Meanwhile, Lev, let me ask you this. We're watching each and every day, every single day, this administration is running the country via executive order. First, I was watching it on television. I couldn't believe my ears, so I Googled it. I had to read the article, New York Times. I almost fell off my fucking chair. They are now contemplating on sending certain individuals, I think if you're Black or Middle Eastern, to Libya. They're now going to deport people to Libya.
Worse than that. That's I spoke to my people. He's been also pressuring not just Libya. He's been pressuring Ukraine. He's been pressuring Ukraine also to take undocumented immigrants out of here. So it's Libya, it's South America, it's Ukraine, all countries that are either in the middle of a war. Huh?
And they already have one in Panama too. People, you see, Trump is very clever in this respect. He knows the American people have a very short attention span. This is no bullshit. The very first facility they were sending people to, the migrants to, was to Panama. And first they had them up in a hotel and everybody was saying, oh, it doesn't look so bad. It was like, yeah, that's only for 48 hours. Then they ship them off to a Panamanian internment camp that's in the Panamanian jungle. Imagine that. Women, elderly, children,
kids. Oh, it's sick. And the crazy part is, like, just think about how he's using it also as a bully tactic. Like, think about countries that, are in dire need themselves, are, of their own problems, that either through war torn or because of, they have their own crime that's going on that they're trying. But he's trying to now, I mean, like, just think about he's saying we have a problem with MS-13 and Triquanda, whatever. What does that have to do with Libya and Ukraine? Like, what the fuck?
What are
we going over here? Like, I don't even understand. Like,
okay, number one, it happens to be illegal. Do you know that you're not legally permitted to deport someone to a country that is in war?
Malcolm just landed. He said, invite him, Michael.
All right, wait, hold on.
Just landed.
I'm going to do that right now, boss. All right. You are not legally allowed, and when Malcolm comes up, he'll give us a little more of a dissertation. It is illegal. It is against the, I believe, the Geneva Convention to deport someone, even if that person was a criminal. Years ago, I represented this guy from I won't even say, I don't. He was a foreigner, and he just finished doing time. They were going to deport him back to his country, but his country was in war at the time. And I was successful after 90 days. If they can't deport you, they have to let you go. I mean, he had to check into, to INS every, I think, 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it was. But they could not legally deport you if, in fact, that the country of origin that they're supposed to send you to is undergoing war. How could you send somebody to Ukraine? Explain that to me.
People are running. I mean, where are you going to put them? This is the sick part. Like, what are you going to put them in their jails?
They're gonna get bombed. What are you talking about? Forget
Right.
about
That's what I'm
that.
saying to you. I mean, what the fuck do they have
It's
to do with
not
Ukraine?
supposed. The deportation is not supposed to be a death sentence. You send somebody to a war-torn country, there is a better than likely chance that they can get killed as a direct result of where you send them. That's why it's illegal.
I mean, I agree. By the way, I think we lost Malcolm again. You want to send him on the?
I just tried him again. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
He's probably having some technical difficulties there, Greenland. Oh, there he goes. He's trying. He's trying to get through. No, Michael, I agree with you 100%. I mean, while we got Malcolm trying to get through, I wonder what's he gonna be wearing.
There he is.
Malcolm,
Malcolm, can you show everybody where you're at?
Yeah, well, on an airplane, but I'll turn it around. There you go. I'm in the airport at Kassusalut, which is in central Greenland. This is the airport we're refueling to go to the capital, Nuuk. And there are 4 Air National Guard bases aircraft here,
Wow.
supporting the National Science Foundation. But
Wow.
I can't tell you, when
So,
we're
hey,
in the air, it's
Malcolm,
nothing but a sheet of ice.
Malcolm, come back to us. I want to ask you something. I was just discussing with Lev this new conversation that has been picked up by the press on the deportation of migrants, Black and Middle Eastern specifically, to Libya.
I can't believe this.
And Ukraine, Malcolm. Yeah, Ukraine also.
Yeah, this story has been around for a while, and to tell you the truth, I know where it originates. When I was living in the United Arab Emirates, Eric Prince, when I was working in Libya, was pushing in 2012 to do all the migrant mitigation operations in Libya. So this has Eric Prince written all over it, and the United Arab Emirates has half of the country, is controlling half of the country with its surrogate forces there. So no one's this desperate. Trump's doing this because those people would go straight onto boats to Europe. That's why he's asking for Libya.
And he's changing the name. I think to was he changing the United, not from the United Arabs to something. Like the Gulf of Mexico. He's trying to change the name out there. I just heard today something to that effect. Let me look it up.
Up where? Up here?
No, it is in the United Arabs. I'm gonna just check on that for a second. Hold on a second. I heard that shit.
Trumplandia. All right, what's the news down there? I got about 10 minutes before we finish fueling.
You know what's the news up here? Again, it's chaos. It's rule by chaos. The funny thing is, I was having a conversation with this guy yesterday when I was sitting outside at my favorite coffee place, and we got into this whole debate, or more like an argument. And I said to him, I just don't understand where your affection for Trump is coming from. You've never met him. You don't know him. And, the way he started speaking as I was walking home after we had the coffee, I figured it out. In fact, I wrote my whole Substack on it this morning. People see Trump, and Lev, you'll get this too right away. People see Trump like a gangster, like Michael Corleone, like Sonny, like like Sonny from A Bronx Tale, or Henry Hill from Goodfellas, right? And everybody loves to root for the anti-hero until the end, when either like Michael is all alone, or Henry Hill is eating noodles with ketchup after ratting out on his friends and living in solitude, right? Or Sonny Corleone, right? Riddled with bullets. Everybody gets theirs in the end. And I believe it. I believe, as I'm watching right now, people like Mitch McConnell or Lindsey Graham, who have been, who have been supporters of Trump all along, are all pulling away right now because the shit that he's pulling is so antithetical to our values as a country, to our democratic republic, that they don't want to be a part of this anymore. They don't want history to remember them as being the villain of his story.
So check this out. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Michael. First of all, I just got so he's renaming the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Gulf or the Gulf of Arabia. So it's not just like he does a Gulf of Mexico. Now it's not going to be the Persian Gulf anymore. It's going to be
Gulf
the
of Arabia.
a Gulf of
This
Arabia.
that name battle has been going on for decades. Like he's going to suddenly make it official. The United States already officially calls it the Arabian Gulf.
He's a
So stupid. This is so
Hey, and by the way, everybody, while we're engaging in this conversation, smash the shit out of those hearts, because again, what we've learned from Substack is the more hearts that go through, the greater the algorithm gets put out there. I don't understand the reason. Between the three of us, we should have 1 million people on with us right now. We should be organizing the million unleashed million march, right? And we
on
should all
June
end up
14th.
meeting in Washington, D.C. for the sole purpose of making sure our voices are not drowned out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Thank you,
it's
Debbie.
crazy. But I'll tell you one thing. It is working. We might not be seeing everything just on this channel, but yesterday I spoke to Congressman Rocana from California, and I've been putting pressure on him and others in the Congress to be able to, like what we spoke about, putting pressure and trying to get some of these Republicans over. And he's been telling me that the calls, since we've been telling people calls, emails, that Bacon, Vallejo is already like almost flipping, ready to stand against Donald Trump. Bacon's is ready to come across. So there's another 3-4 people that are through God right now, and to do it, I mean, we need to stay on top of it. I mean, we need to be able to get to flip the house now, not wait till 20. So, and you're right, Michael. I mean, we should right now have at least 20-30,000 people, and that's why I keep telling everybody, whatever time I'm on there, is everybody's job out there is to go get 3-4 more people, get them to come on, get them to subscribe. Some of them who can become free subscribers, those that can afford to become paid subscribers. Each and every one has to do their job, because doing nothing is not an option. Look at Malcolm right now. Malcolm is in fucking Greenland, sitting there.
Someone's asking, "Am I in Greenland yet?" Yes, I'm in Greenland.
Exactly. Just think about it.
It's funny that you say that, because one of the things that I wrote in my Substack a couple days ago is there is no knight in shining armor on a white horse galloping in to save the day. There's a group of we'll call them warriors, and no one person, not me, not Malcolm, not Lev, no one could do this on their own. We are in this fight together. So either we're in it as a group, collectively, or we will fail. And that's why when Lev says it, and I know Malcolm says it, I say it in every single one of my posts. At the very end, I put an important note. Please make sure that you join the community. And I don't mean just for me. I'm talking about for me, for Lev, and for Malcolm. It doesn't matter. We do things outside of one another as well. You need to stay informed. You need to stay, instead of watching the horse shit on television, you watch it here on your phone. You sit there in your office, put a fucking ear pod in, right, while you're doing your work. Listen, be a part, because things are going to be happening. And when they happen, this resistance, it needs to be so overwhelming. It needs to be with such fury and ferocity that the blue wave in 2026 is a fucking tsunami like never seen before. Like, to take a sentence from Trump's playbook, like never seen before. We will come in with a blue tsunami, and we will literally drown out this entire group of GOP enablers and assholes, so that we could end up having a democratic republic to turn over to our children, grandchildren, and future generations. Nobody can do this on their own.
And you want to hear you want to hear how bad it is, how bad it's getting. And you guys don't even know what happened today. I didn't get a chance to tell you. I mean, some of my subscribers and far watching, but I'm fucking
What?
pissed today. Today I'm like I'm so livid. You understand? I almost literally picked up the phone today and called Pam Bondi. That's how fucking pissed I was because there's a major push by these mega cult influencers to go after my son Aaron now, and they're tagging Pam Bondi to have him get indicted because he's reporting on giving reports on where there's immigration raids, and they're trying to call him and go after him and do this fucking shit.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Can you fucking believe that shit?
By the way,
I mean, literally today.
hold on one second. Hold on. Can I believe it? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can I believe it? Not only can I believe it, I lived it. I
That's
lived
what I'm
it.
saying.
So
We all are living it. It's fucking sick. This is what I'm saying to you, Michael. That's what I'm saying to you. That's why we need to unite because the only way they're going to rip this apart by go one by one. But if we're united, it's power and numbers. And we all keep saying them. I know we sound like a broken record, but this isn't about a show where we're not here to have some fun, guys. We're here to get a message. This is a movement. We're not doing this. Is not late night reality TV where we're saying it's not the Kardashians. This is real shit. This is right now our democracy and our world at burning, basically. I mean, just think about what happened the past couple of days. I mean, we could get into just yesterday. He was sitting with the Canadian Prime Minister and getting in a tit for tat war, trying to tell him that his country is going to become the 51st state right in front of the Canadian Prime Minister and making fun of it and getting angrier and angrier. Today, he announced some stupid ass deal that, again, it looks good. It's all optics. Michael will tell you for Trump, it's all optics. Get the big press release, make it look good. But in reality, no, there's no substance to it. Nothing's really going to happen. But in the meantime, the parts you missed, people didn't really realize the Q&A they had with them. And again, what does he go into? His main favorite parts. He said a couple of interesting things. He first of all said that Ukraine, that Putin, if it wasn't for him, would take over all of Ukraine. So he's admitting again now that Putin is not just wants to stop; he wants to go, and then Poland and Europe and everything else. He also said an interesting part about Steve Witkoff again. A lot of people haven't heard his name being thrown around because they're talking about national advisor Stephen Miller now coming in, but Witkoff is the key guy. He's right now in the Middle East. The big press release, I'm telling you, you're going to hear it first. That's coming out that Trump is saying. Remember, yesterday he said it's going to be a big press release. Besides this one is about the Middle East. Steve Witkoff's name is going to be all over it, and it's not going to be something substantial to help Israel or the Middle East. It's going to be about some land deal carved up because it's all about real estate. I mean, Michael, you know
well,
me
you
better
heard
than
it. By
anybody.
the
It's
way,
all about real estate.
You heard Trump say it to Carney. Somebody took a ruler and drew a perfect line across. And as a real estate developer, I see the big picture. I see the big picture. Hello, what's he talking about?
Fucking crazy. But hey, Malcolm,
Look,
before, because I know you might get cut off very soon and you got to take off. Why don't you give us a little bit quick what you're doing, where
What
you
are you
are,
doing there in
and
Greenland?
and what your schedule is, so maybe we could reschedule something for everybody when you're on the ground, when you got some polar bears around you, some muskies, so we can get.
well, you can hear the announcement. We're getting ready to push off to be refueled. But I just came from Copenhagen where I met with some defense officials and national security analysts to talk about the comments Trump made about using U.S. intelligence against Greenland. And I've been planning this trip for over a month. I wrote a Substack about the coming invasion of Greenland back in March. My
Hey,
Substack.
Malcolm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's impossible. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, there
Go
you
ahead,
go.
son. Too bad. We can't hear anything over the loudspeaker. Listen, Malcolm.
There you go. There you
Go
go.
ahead.
There you go, Malcolm. You're good.
I muted it.
No,
No,
you're good.
Malcolm
You're
just
good.
pilot
muted
announcement.
himself. This guy, this pilot likes to speak. Go ahead, Malcolm. Keep going, please.
Yeah.
He says,
So I'm coming here to make an assessment of the U.S. threat against Greenland. I'm going to speak to officials, politicians, prime minister, then go back to Copenhagen and meet with some of the high level officials there and do an assessment of how real is this threat. And to me, it's real. But now you've got to get on the ground. This land is unforgiving. I just flew over ice for the last hour, and I'm not even that far into the country. So when you hear from me next, every day, I'm probably going to be doing a Substack live at night, which would be like 7 p.m. your time, and still doing the fundraiser. This is the most expensive. This makes Monte Carlo look cheap. This makes Monaco look cheap here.
Hey, Malcolm,
So
put up your GoFundMe into the thing, and everybody out there help Malcolm again. He's not asking
I
money
will.
for himself. This
So
is
through
literally for us.
optimize.
Yeah, I'll tell. It's literally for a film crew from it's going to be going for the indigenous people there that are from Greenland that will be with Malcolm to document it and get a film crew out there. So it's not for Malcolm. He's paying for the trip himself. And Malcolm, throw it in there because a lot of people are asking how they could help. So throw that in there, and anybody.
Yeah, I'll send it up in a minute. Yeah,
Malcolm,
because
how many people are there in all of Greenland?
57,000.
What I thought.
57,000.
I mean,
57,000.
it's unbelievable. And then you turn around, you listen to Donald Trump, and then he sent Don Jr. over there and with J.D. Vance, who got they got the old 2 fingers salute when they
Michael, no,
arrived.
JD Vance, I'm understand. Malcolm's explained to me. JD Vance never got to Greenland. It was all fake news. He got to our military base. He never
Right.
actually stepped foot on Greenland. Is that right, Malcolm?
Yeah, that military base is 1,000 miles that way over ice. Nowhere near the population of Greenland.
Truly amazing. Malcolm, safe travels, my
Yeah.
brother. Let us know. Just hit us up when you're going to be on. We'll join you there. We could continue the conversation. Maybe more of our subscribers will join us, other than Lisa, who doesn't care for me very much. But putting all that aside, Malcolm, you stay safe, stay warm when you're there. We need you, brother. We need you. The fight needs Malcolm Nance.
What time? Wait. What time is it there? What's the time difference, Malcolm? What time is it right now?
It's only 6:21. It's 3 hours ahead of you.
Oh, it's only 3 hours ahead. That's not that bad. Okay,
Huh.
that's perfect. So 7 o'clock your time is 4 o'clock our time. Okay, great. Okay, we'll put some together. Listen, Malcolm, safe flight. Take
Safe
care of
flight.
yourself. Don't let the polar bears, get. I'm looking for. I can't wait. We promised the subscribers some real serious pictures there, Malcolm. So yeah, just take us to places that no man or JD Vance has not gone before.
Okay. I'm doing real-time updates on my Substack. So you can get that there too and watch the videos, and we'll post something out every day. And I'll give you the GoFundMe click there. I've already got some good success with these guys, but every penny goes back into Greenland.
There
Thank
you
you,
go.
Malcolm.
Malcolm,
Awesome.
be
There you
safe,
go.
brother.
Stay safe, brother. So yeah, Michael. I mean, like I wanted to talk a little bit. First of all, everyone, our prayers for Malcolm. He's out there on the journey on behalf of all of us to show us things that the media doesn't show you. I don't see CNN or MSNBC or Fox flying to Greenland and speaking. I mean, nobody's going out there, but Malcolm Nance is going.
Yeah.
So you guys definitely your support. We have a lot of stuff that are coming up, and that's why you need to subscribe. You need to do your job. But we're fighting a major fight. Like when I said to you about my son, I mean, Michael also was on a target list today from Laura Loomer. I sent you that. I don't know if you've seen that.
I read it.
But I mean, she's on a warpath. I mean, she's literally, and the scary part.
Because Lev, she's been empowered
That's what I was
by
going to say.
Trump
Did you
within
see?
which to behave in a manner that under any other circumstance other than Trump as president would be criminal. They would be knocking on her door. Hello, knock, knock. Who is it? It's the fucking FBI. Open up. All right. And they would absolutely
Yeah, don't
haul
forget
her ass
Trump's
down.
FBI. It's Trump's FBI, Cash Patel, who's going after. There's no FBI. And the crazy part, the secretary, Trump. Did you see what happened? Trump. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Trump nominated a health secretary, and within like
Yeah.
an hour or so, he pulled that. It was because of Laura Loomer. It was. I mean, literally, it's insane. The power this nut has inside the White House and the way she wields it.
Listen, here's what I constantly say. Every president has the right to surround themselves with people that make them feel comfortable, whether we like it or not. The plurality of Americans, as stupid as many of them are, and for the reasons I stated in my Substack, right? Because they like the gangster, right? They like the fact that he's the anti-hero of the story. They voted for him. Now, There are people in Biden's camp I totally despised. There are obviously people in Trump's camp I truly, truly despise. But that's the way the game is played. Here's the problem with Laura Loomer, though. She knows that Trump is willing to go that extra step, to go after your son, simply because he's reporting the news.
Yeah.
And Trump doesn't like the news. How do I know that that's an accurate statement? Let me back it up with something which is material and factually accurate. Trump has now gone on and he has gotten the government to defund PBS and NPR, claiming that they are intellectually obsolete, and worse than that, that they are woke and that they are spewing inaccurate information that is founded only by left-wing media. None of that is true. None of that is true. So why do you think that he wouldn't go after Aaron? Why do you think he won't go after anybody like Midas Touch Network?
Yeah.
Because they have a huge following. They have a huge following, and nothing better if you want to stop conversation about you on the other side by individuals with big following, go after them. That's the playbook.
Oh, it's sick, and and to watch. I mean, to what degree? Because like, look, we know you and I know Donald Trump better than anybody, and the difference between yes, we speak about other administrations, and none of them are perfect, and it's not about Republican or Democrat. But with Donald Trump, he likes he takes it to another. He has this shadow diplomacy. I mean, he runs two parallel governments. He has actual faces and people that are loyal, but some maybe, but they look good, they fit the role, they're right out of prime casting. He likes people to look the role also, not just actually be what's it called. But then he has people like really they're doing the work, the dirty work, and these are the people like Stephen Miller. These are the people like Witkoff, and now you got Pete Hegseth. I mean, like these guys out there, I call them with Rubio the 3.5 Stooges, because Rubio's little Marco, he has so many hats and he's actually half a studio. I mean, these are the actual 3.5 people that are running our fucking country right now. They're making all the policies. They're making all the deal making. You got Witkoff in the Middle East and Russia and all over the place, cutting. I mean, directly
completely incapable. I mean, look,
but he's reporting directly to Trump, just like Rudy did. That's the whole thing, Michael.
Exactly. So here's the thing. Nobody understands the Ukrainian-Russian side better than Lev Parnas. I want to be clear about that. And I will also, not to blow smoke up my own ass, there is nobody that understands Trump the way that I do.
Absolutely.
And I'm trying to explain to all of you. Here's the fact. First and foremost, Steve Witkoff is not capable of engaging in diplomacy with the likes of Vladimir Putin. It's like Mike Tyson fighting a toddler. All right? It is. Steve, look, Steve is not a bad guy. I've known Steve for over 2 decades. He's a relatively good developer and so on. He's a lawyer, smart guy, nice guy. He happens to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
But incompetent when it is for this specific
and overwhelmed, and he's overpowered. He's out of his league, like not even close to where these people. I mean, he's going in there. Michael, I got people telling me, listen to me. He was in Moscow, so I have a guy that's actually was watching them go down this street. It's called Millionaires Row, like where by shopping with Dmitry, Putin's literally envoy, sitting there hugging, talking. Like, I mean, like you can't, I mean, and you could tell in his face that he's overwhelmed. You could also tell by the way he sat in the meeting when he was in Paris, when he turned around and said, "Oh, Mar-a-Lago made that comment." I could just imagine the comments he made in Putin in Russia. You've been to have you been to Russia, Mike? I don't even
I've
know.
never been.
Oh my God! Okay, well, they reported right.
Lisa, you got to stop. First of all, I got to interrupt you. Sorry, Lev.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, guys. First of all, Putin does not have a snuff film on Trump. There was no P tape. All right.
No.
This is not helpful, by the way, because when I have people who turn around and they say Donald Trump is a moron, Okay. If that makes you feel better, knock yourself out. Donald Trump shits in his pants. If that makes you feel better, I know you're speculating. Just listen for a sec. All right. Learn something today. Here's the bottom line. At the end of the day, this is not about Donald Trump. It's not. It's about us. It's about us reclaiming what belongs to us, and that's our democratic republic.
Yep.
You know, in my podcast the other day with Joe Walsh, I have Walsh Wednesdays. I turn around and I said something, and I want to do this exercise with you, Lev, and with all of those that are with us right now. All right, this is where we're going to get constructive, because calling people names, it's fun for the moment. Listen, I was the king of that shit in 4th grade, right? You know, I was like the king of the diss. It doesn't help in this specific case. So here's what I did with Joe Walsh, and I want your individual help with it. As I've been saying again and again and again, Donald Trump was successful in winning this election using bumper sticker slogans. And all of Trump's slogans are always 3 words long, right? Build the wall, lock her up, mass deportation now, gasoline and groceries, right? Fuck Joe Biden, right? It's always 3 words.
Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter?
Right. You know, here's what I want us to do, because I've put together so far a list of 10. And what I really want to do is I want us to do what the Republicans are doing every single day. When I played this game with Joe Walsh, and I want our subscribers, our viewers right now to play along with this thing. Lev, ask me any question on anything that's going on right now in our news cycle. Just ask me anything.
Donald Trump's Oval meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister.
All right. Let me be clear. Tariffs are taxes. 3 words. We pay tariffs. Whatever he wants to fight with Canada on, it doesn't benefit us. Tariffs are taxes. The same way Trump keeps repeating. They're ripping us off. They're all ripping. For the rest of the entire world, they've been ripping us off, like nobody's ever seen before. He uses the same 3 words over and over and over. What I want to do is I want us to create 10 3-word slogans and only use those slogans. Get them out to the other creators here on Substack, on X, on Blue Sky, on Threads, right? Send it out to all of the members of Congress, the Democratic members of Congress. When they turn around and they have you on television and you're talking about, for example, tariffs, we pay taxes.
Texas, yep.
Tariffs are taxes, plain and simple, and just keep using the same. And if everybody deport the rich, can't do that, but I like it, right? What we need to do is we need to stay. No, stop. What we need to do is stay on these topics like defend the Constitution, right? Save Social Security,
save our democracy,
right? You know, veterans deserve respect when Trump does something like that. I mean, America deserves better. These are the things. Don't back down. That's a good one too, right? These are the things that protect free speech. All right. For example, they want to send these people off to Libya for what? Because Trump made a determination that it's an illegal protest? No.
But
what Trump is doing is illegal. Protect free speech. And then we'll make bumper stickers on them. We'll make placards for it, and we'll use them at our rallies.
And I think it's a great idea. I just want to mention one thing though with Trump, and let me know if we're on the right page. He has so much. We're living in a time right now that if we sat down right now and talked about all the crazy shit that he's doing and all the problems he's causing and all the different executive, I mean, we wouldn't have enough time to sit here, and we wouldn't make enough bumper stickers. That's another tactic that he does. He floods the news cycle. He floods that you don't know what's more important to go after. But there's a few important ones that Michael's 100% right. That that if we keep repeating like two or three of them, definitely that nonstop. Like for instance, tariffs are taxes. That's something that is going to see what's happening with the tariff situation, folks. This is just the beginning. We are going to feel the pain eventually. He's prepared you for it. He's told you about it. Don't look that we saw some fake news today that he signed a deal or that the market's up a couple of days in a row or all of that. This is all just a la la land right now. Another month, another two. I mean, coming now, the boats are already coming in. He's warning you, telling you that ships that are coming in from China that are empty is good for us. Means we're making more money. How he figures that, nobody knows, no economist, but it's coming. So you have to understand. So, like that one, tariffs are taxes. Great. The other thing he's attacking extremely every single day, free speech. So so we like there's two, three, what I'm talking about, major ones that are hitting home here in America, which is our economy, which is he's trying to take away our constitution and our free speech, our rights, our
Okay,
speech.
so we just got two of them. Defend the
There you
Constitution,
go.
protect free speech,
There you
right?
go. There
I
you
mean,
got three of them.
so imagine now I'm on television, and after me, 40 other Democratic leaders, House, Senate, mayors, governors, makes no difference. And they're sitting there and they're like, this is impossible. You cannot govern a country via executive order. You cannot turn around and tell a student, which they're already doing, they're defunding, for example, Harvard, Columbia, and so on. They're locking up individuals as they did. By the way, those that broke in and that were charging the library or taking over the room, they broke the law. Fuck them. They should get locked up. But there's a difference between getting a death ticket for a misdemeanor and getting locked up and then deported. Now, Marco Rubio is looking at their visas because they do not want anybody in this country that they deem a national security, that these people, because they have a difference of opinion regarding Palestine, that these people are Hamas. That's a terrible thing to say. I mean, that's like turning around and, it's a terrible stereotype, and we all know all the stereotypes. Just pick a group and you could easily, come up with a dozen stereotypes. It's not right. And that's why we need to start sending out on behalf of Lev, Malcolm, myself, on behalf of all of us. Again, this is our community, not mine, not Lev's, not Malcolm, ours as a
Each and every
group.
one of you.
This
Absolutely.
is ours because Malcolm, Lev, myself, we're just three votes. We're just three votes. But if we get, as the three of us, if we get 1 million people, and then the million becomes 2, which becomes 5, which becomes 10, we control the outcome of 2026. And it is not that difficult. If each and every one of you passes this on to 5 people and they join us in this fight, what are we asking for? We're asking you to join us in a fight to save our democratic republic so that we can give to our children and our grandchildren and future generations to come. We can give them what our family, what our parents and grandparents gave to us. We shouldn't be going backwards. And I'm so angry. I'm so angry at Trump because, again, I know him better than anyone. If these fuckers around him weren't whispering stupid shit into his ear, who knows? Maybe right now the only thing he would be concentrating on would be infrastructure. Imagine that. Imagine if he only concentrated on infrastructure and everywhere in this country you would have, you'd have the fiber, in order, to get faster internet. You would have, satellites that would be able to make sure that even like in fucking Manhattan, you have blind spots on your cell phone.
But instead, Michael, you know what he's listening to? He's listening to, because we spoke about, let's talk about the Three and a Half Stooges for a second. We spoke about Woodcock, one. The second was Stephen Miller. I wrote about him in my Substack. For those of you that read, the most dangerous guy in Washington isn't Donald Trump, folks. It's Stephen Miller. Michael, tell him a little bit about who is Stephen Miller and what his, the policies are. I mean, this is the guy that architected taking away, they're separating families at the border. This
So,
is the guy that. Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead.
so
Go ahead.
in March of 2017, I was sitting in the Oval Office with Trump. He asked me to come in to see him. This is way before any of the bad shit started to happen. And Trump turns around because as bad as Steve Miller is, with all due respect to Steve Miller, he does not take first prize in being an asshole. That prize goes to Steve Bannon, who, believe it or not, is actually more nefarious than
Oh,
even Steve
yeah.
Miller, because Steve Bannon is also very he's financially very successful, right? I don't know if you know this. I think he made a ton of money. He was like a co-executive producer on like Friends, the television show. I mean, it was one of those big shows. He was a co-executive producer. He's also just fucking horrible as the human being. I mean, there's no other way really to
Oh,
put it here.
absolutely.
I mean, he believes in all of this, and so does Steve Miller. Now, put the two of them together, and they are following the Heritage Foundation with the Project 2025. If you want to see what executive orders are out there and what executive orders will be coming,
Compared.
just read Project 2025, start
Compared.
on page 1, and get yourself to page 922 of this manifesto. That's what they're doing.
The
But
manifesto that Trump said that he has nothing to do with, that he does.
he's never even heard of it.
Never even heard of it.
We are in a very dangerous territory. On behalf of Malcolm, who's not with us right now because he's out there fighting for us in Greenland, and I'm going to speak on behalf of my friend Lev and certainly myself. Make sure you share this specific program. Make sure that you share Lev's and Malcolm's and my Substack. Subscribe. Like Lev said, if you can afford to become a paid subscriber, great. If not, you're still getting the content. You're still involved in this conversation. Just do it. And let's build the numbers to the point, as Trump would say, to steal his words, no one has ever seen anything like that before.
Yep.
That's your job. Everybody has to play a role. And we can't do the job that we can do without your help. It's a symbiotic relationship. For us to be able to accomplish what we need to do, we need your help.
100%.
Otherwise, it's just me standing on a soapbox over here on Park. It's Lev on Collins Avenue sitting on a soapbox, and Malcolm, of course, in Greenland with the polar bears. Right? This is a job for all of us. And by the way, there will come a point in time that we will turn around when we have our millions of subscribers and say, can't sue Congress. All right. Go ahead, call your member of Congress now. Here are the 10 names that you need to call if you are from any one of these states. Let them know, and let them know it this way. Motherfucker, you keep doing what you're doing, we're voting you out of office. And then you hang up. Call back, have somebody else, another phone number. Motherfucker, you go ahead, you keep doing this, you're going to get voted out of office. And then to another, and just the same message by 1,000, by 10,000, by 100,000 different people. These motherfuckers, that's the only language that they know.
And the crazy part, it's working, guys. I mean, a lot of you, we've been talking about this already for over a week. It's been going on for like 10 days, or I think second week since we started here on our leash. We gave you 3 names already. And those 3 names, I got confirmation yesterday from Congressman Rokana. He told me it's working, and he told me to pass the message on to every single one of you to keep doing it. Because you have to understand, when they get 30,000 calls or 50,000 emails, and this is small numbers. We're talking about what me and Mike are talking about doing on a level that you haven't seen. When those phone lines and those emails get flooded, they start listening. They get scared because you paid their salary. They understand that elections are coming up, and they don't want to get primary. But the other thing that we're hearing is these people are also human beings. You have to remember, not everyone in Congress is a mega cult Trump's loyalist. A lot of these people hate Trump. They don't like Trump. They're caught up for a lot of
They're
different reasons.
afraid of him.
Exactly. There's a lot of this, and there are people. Listen. Don Bacon's family is getting, thank you. Don Bacon's family is getting threatened by MAGA. The guy's looking to retire because of it, because he stands up against Trump policies. He doesn't even talk bad about him. He just goes against his policies. So what I'm saying to you, it's very important and it's working. And that's why if you hear, you see that we talk about lots of different movements, but it's all one voice and one movement. The movement is to save the democracy. The movement is to get Trump, his dictator, out of office and to stop this chaos and get back to normality. So it's not about doing one or the other. This is very important because you hear a lot of them and somebody say, well, you said do this one said do that. It's about doing everything. So that means those of you that could become subscribers, become subscribers. Those of you that can go to rallies, go to rallies. Those that could go to town halls and go to town halls. Those that can become paid subscribers, become paid subscribers. No, do something. Everybody has to do their job, but we have to.
And
do
everybody has to do more than one thing per day,
exactly,
right? Because the more that you do, the better the likelihood that our democratic republic survives. Hey, Lev, do me a favor. Why don't you tell, like Maggie just asked, who are the 5 individuals that you guys, when I wasn't able to be here, I was at Yale University. I want to share something with you guys because I put it up onto my Substack as well as a video where I was just welcome with like thunderous, applause. I spoke 7 different times. I want to tell you, I was very disenchanted, very, very disenchanted. I was scared and nervous regarding Gen Z. Now, I get it. Yale, right? The brightest of the bright, Ivy League. Trump will tell you that they're all woke. No, they're not. No, they're not. But I will tell you, when you speak to them, they understand the importance of this democratic republic. They understand the importance of the future of America for the safety of the world. They want to see America the way we see America, not the way that the far right, that MAGA sees America. And you know what? I was incredibly inspired by them because these kids, they really understand. They truly understand what needs to be done and they want to fight. They want to fight and not fight like the way these kids over at Columbia did the other day where they tried to take over the library. That's just stupid. All right. That's just stupid. Nobody has the right to break the law, right? For a peaceful protest. Just don't do that. You want to stand there with a sign? Stand there with a sign. You want to turn around and you want to write an article? Write an article. Do something positive. Help us to help this community. Help us to help this cause. Whatever you can do, great. Share with as many people as you can.
And that's the biggest thing you could do because that costs no money, doesn't take no physical. The biggest thing to do is word of mouth. Build this community. We need to build numbers. I know we sound like a broken numbers, but believe me and Michael both know Donald Trump. We know the people around him. We know what we're in for, the fight of our lives, and that's what we understand what we need to do. This is not some kind of, like I said, it's not a reality show, guys. We're not doing this because this is some big network and we're looking to become famous. We're doing this. We're under threat constantly every single day. You guys have no idea. I mean, Michael right now is being targeted by Laura Loomer, and you guys have no idea. My son is being targeted by all of the mega cult trying to, have him get arrested because he's putting out news that is supposed to be just regular news, not even inside information, guys.
Lev, people turn around and they're saying into the chat, they're saying, if they fuck with Aaron, right, then they're fucking with all of us. With all due respect, and I want to be very clear, and I don't say this in a patronizing way, so don't take it that way. If God forbid a million times that they take Aaron, when they strip him out, all right, and they handcuff him and so on, it is Aaron who's getting handcuffed and shackled, just as they did to me. It's Aaron who's going to end up being stripped out and put into a jumpsuit and put behind bars. It's Aaron that's going to end up getting fingerprinted and have a mugshot taken, not anybody else. He's fighting for a cause, very much the way I'm fighting for a cause, the way Lev has been fighting for a cause, and Malcolm has been fighting. And that's why all we can do is turn around and say, yes, hands off Aaron, but
The one,
that's
the one thing
not
I the
going
one
to
thing I
be.
can tell all of you, believe me, if God forbid that happens, I will be sitting not right next to him or underground because they'll have to either kill me or arrest me because I will fucking go at shit on those motherfuckers because believe me, there's still some shit that I know about all of them that I haven't come out because of safety reasons, and I will blow their world to smithereens. I promise you that.
Wow.
Fuck that. Anyway, let's. I mean, again, it's about each and every one. The only way they can't touch any one of us, the only way that we stay protected, the only way we can is because if we build this community and we get the numbers that we need to do, and it's all in numbers. It's not about all of you becoming paid subscribers. It's about being subscribers, building the numbers so we could get the message out. So when we put out there, so it's not 1,000 people liking a post. We have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. That's what we're liking a post because the paid subscribers, you guys make it so this way everybody gets the message free. Because you see other platforms out there where they put paywalls, they want you to go. We don't do that. Our job is we want to get the information out so it's spread wide and far. That's why we keep telling you, bring 3, 4 more people. It costs no money. Go out there and restack our retweet.
You know, it's funny. I was going through a bunch of photos yesterday, Lev, and I came across, I have one photo of me in my greens when I was in Otisville. And in fact, the crazy thing is on day number 1, when I got there, I was told by a guy named Ensel, you're not even allowed to participate in any photographs or anything like that because they were trying to get photographs of me in my greens in order to sell them to the press.
You have to smuggle that shit out.
I have one photo of me in green. If you guys think, if you want, I'm happy. Nobody's ever seen it before. I'm happy to post it here for everybody to see. I say this for a reason. I'm saying this for a reason. It is a shit experience. It stays with you forever. And I don't want Aaron to end up going through what I went through. My entire book, Revenge, the entire book is simply about how Donald Trump, with his administration, Bill Barr, weaponized the Department of Justice against his critics, how they violated my First Amendment constitutional right and locked me up because I refused to waive my First Amendment. What is Aaron doing? He is expressing himself legally. He is using the rights and the powers conferred upon all citizens subject, right, pursuant to the First Amendment.
Remember this wall ran back? That was the handball wall where we played tennis against. This is me and
Yeah,
my
sure. Sure.
Otisville
Who is
right
that?
there. That's me in Otisville.
Oh, you shaved your head a little bit there.
They should.
And so I don't ever want to see what happened to me happen to anyone else ever again. Least of all, Aaron. Least of all, a journalist, right, who is reporting the news, whether you like the news or not. He's reporting the news accurately and truthfully. And for doing that, he should be scarred as I am for the rest of his life. Fuck that. And by the way, to those of you who are asking how you get it, just DM me and I'll tell you how you can get the book. But it is filled with nothing but proof and testimony from people. This is the game that they play, and we cannot allow that to happen. And thanks to people like yourselves, stay active, stay vigilant, share this site with everyone that you know.
And the other thing I want to just mention to a lot of you there, I know I see a lot of questions coming up, and I just want to be really honest and fair to you. I mean, we're building this community. One of the things that gives you, like I said, the message is to be for everybody. We want to make sure the message is free. But for the people out there that are going the extra mile and are becoming paid subscribers and doing contributions and buying the books and doing that stuff to make sure we could continue giving the information for free, we do something extra. Michael and myself have a special that we do Q&As just for subscribers. So this way, all of you that have questions right now, and a lot of you have so many questions that you want to do, that's a perfect reason that for any other reason to subscribe and become a paid subscriber because you have our interaction. You could ask your question. You could send your DMs. We will respond. We will respond to your emails. We will have the Q&As. We have those specials. So it's not just about, dude, you do get a monthly. There's so many different ways you guys could support. I mean, figure it out. Each and every one of you could do it. But that's why it's so important. Like, for instance, today, 5 o'clock, right after this, I'm holding my paid subscribers Q&A.
I do mine.
Tomorrow Michael's having his, I think, at 5 o'clock. Is it, Michael? Fridays, he has mine are every Thursday. His are every Friday. So just think about it. You have me and Michael Thursday and Friday to ask any questions. What's going on? What's happening? That's that. Trust me when I tell you. If you really want to know, this is where you're going to get the information, not by watching or listening to pundits out there that have opinions, because opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Me and Michael are not giving you opinions. We're giving you facts and stories and stuff inside. And like the other thing, like pictures, Michael said, we're gonna start doing stuff like, DM us for paid subscribers. We're gonna get pictures, behind the scenes stuff, signed stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we'll plan and do. That's part of it, because we're doing it to, again, fund the system, because again, it's a movement. Somebody pays, somebody goes walk, somebody writes the sign, somebody writes the email, somebody makes the phone call, everybody do your part. Everybody can do it. Some of you could do 2, 3 parts. Look at little Marco Rubio. He wears 4 hats. If Marco Rubio could do 4 things, any one of you could probably do 5, 10 things. So that's what I'm saying to you. And I know the hour goes quickly. I know we still have a lot to do today. And Michael and myself are writing Substack letters. We got podcasts we're taping to make sure that we get the information spread wide enough. So we're gonna do another show. We're gonna speak to Malcolm, figure out when he's stable in Greenland, because we really want to give you that Greenland experience. And we'll figure out what day. It might not be Friday, might be Thursday, might be over. We'll figure out. We'll let you know. We'll post it or email, let you know. But if you got anything out of today, so number one message that you should take away today is that I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something. Fuck that. I'm not going to let history be written where it's going to judge me that I did nothing. I just stood by. I listened. I had a great time. Don't walk away from here saying, oh, I had a great time. I listened to these guys. They were great. They did this. All that information. Great. No, go away from it saying, you know what? Let me see who I could make a phone call to. Either get 3 more people.
Who can I call and give them and share,
Yeah,
share and
exactly.
share
Share,
mine,
share.
Malcolm's and Lev's Substacks with, hey guys, just listen, go on this Substack, do this, do this, do this, right? These are the 3 people that you need to just join right now. You want to join others too. But these 3 you have to join right now, and then join us in the conversation, next Thursday, at 3 o'clock. So
Absolutely.
that way, again, we keep building the community. All right. It's the most important thing that any of you can do. And with that, we do both want to say thank you for being a part of this. We're a little over 2,000 people. Not bad, for today. Next week, we want to see double.
Absolutely. And keep in mind, I'll give them a little a preview, but we are going to go on the live on the road, and we're going to be in a town near you very soon. So keep that in mind. That's why you want to subscribe. That's why we need to build the community, because when we come out there, we're gonna need a lot more than 2,000 people to join us.
That's for sure.
So that's why we're getting ready. We need you to get ready. So we have a little time right now to build up our movement, build up our resistance. So we'll be everywhere. Philly, Chicago. Believe me when I tell you, we're coming. And when we come there,
the funny thing is, people don't realize we don't stop. Like at 4:30, I have on my YouTube with Ben Mycelis on Political Beatdown. We don't stop spreading the word, growing the community day in and day out, for the sole purpose, again, of ensuring our democratic republic. Yep. Thank you, everybody, for joining Lev, myself, and let's all wish Malcolm safe travel.
God bless everybody.
Be well.